Laure is from Brussels, and she is currently in Brussels too, in the headquarters of World Customs Organization, where she is communication officer. Laura, we're very curious to learn about your special journals, mainly for customs officers, as you said, and your experience being the sole editor. So please start, and I am switching off my camera.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I hope everybody can hear me well. So my name is Laura. I work for the World Custom Organization at the Secretariat of the World Custom Organization in Brussels. And I am indeed in charge of the WCO magazine, which is called WCO News, and it's published in English and in French 3 times a year. It's nothing new. I mean, the WCO started a newsletter in 1984, so it's quite old, but it has evolved with time, and also since I arrived. The WCO Secretariat is an extremely small secretariat, so we have a lot of autonomy, and I'm lucky as an editor to basically be really in charge of the content, more or less, but mainly in charge of the content. So I have a lot of autonomy in what I'm doing, and that's part of why I enjoy it so much. Because I really, really enjoy doing a custom journal, and I will really encourage all custom administration to produce their own publication. I think it's key, a really interesting tool to communicate and to inform. I prefer the word inform, actually. My audience is mainly custom officials. It's a bit like an extension of what we do at the WCO. So I'm not sure you are all aware of what we do here, but the WCO is a norm-setting organization. We have a lot of committees and working group where custom officers from around the world come and discuss custom issues. So the magazine role is to really continue this discussion, and like in a different way, of course. And actually, I think what is the most difficult when you publish something like this is to find topics and to find contributors, and because nothing comes like, you hardly have anyone coming to you and to say, oh, I want to publish an article. You really have to find contributions. So it can be a bit tricky. There's a lot of work as an editor to prepare, to make sure that you have enough content to publish an edition, even if it's only for 3 times a year, so every 4 months. What else can I tell you? Yeah, I write for custom officials, so I'm not sure it's a very interesting journal for people who are not custom professionals and custom officers, but actually I have a subscription list, and there are also people from the private sector, logistics, lawyers and brokers, and also universities. So it's not only custom officers. What else can I tell you? Yeah, so it requires a lot of preparation. I'm not lying. It's exhausting to prepare a publication like this. I think it also, if you want to start a publication, I would say, especially if you work in a custom administration, you really have to find people who like to write. An editor is not just a coordinator. You really have to provide feedback. You really have to make sure that there is consistency in the style, and but the language as well has got a certain level of quality. So it's not just a coordination role. You, as an editor, and I think it's what is great is that you learn a lot. Of course, you have to like writing, and you have to have skills, that are like journalist skills, and but I think you learn as well a lot. So I would say, you learn as you do. So it's an interesting process, and I have change as well, and I think the magazine has changed with me a little bit. Yeah, so that's what I would have to say to those who wants to start. Make sure that you're not alone as well, that you have the support that is needed in terms of proofreading and in terms of layout as well. I could do the same magazine. It could look like professional, but yes, I think it's good to have something that is easy to read, and so that's why I go for I use a designer to produce the magazine. What else can I tell you? Yeah, most of my contributors are not professional writers, so I think there is a lot of work. Editing requires a lot of work because you don't get professional writers. You get people who have technical knowledge or are working on a specific initiative or project. They may not know how best to talk about it. So it's a lot of work. I know it. People see the end results, so they may, what you do is not really something that can be seen, but I think that an editor should not be afraid when he doesn't understand something to go back, to ask question, to suggest, to reformulate. I'm always afraid when I do it that the author will not like it, and when I just before sending my edited version, I'm always a bit afraid, like, oh, how is this person gonna react? But honestly, 99% of the time, there's no problem. Most people are very grateful of the time you spend trying to understand what they want to say and trying to work with you with them. And so I would say, don't be afraid to ask question. If you don't understand, the reader will not understand. Preparing a magazine, I think, requires as well a lot of personal investment. I've been working for the WCO for 15 years or something, and there are still some topics that I'm not familiar with, some things that I don't exactly understand. So I would say it's a lot of preparation. You have to read a lot, you have to research a lot. That's why I like it so much, but there are more journal dealing with custom issues, so that I can get like like reference to go to when I don't understand something. So yeah, I'm very grateful for the other editors as well, and for the other journals. I think there is not enough. Let's put it this way. For example, the other day I was, especially if you only like can read English and French, which is I can understand Spanish, but still, I was looking for information on what was it, the AO program in Russia, and I was a bit lost. I couldn't find anything. So hopefully we will publish an article on this, so we will get something in English and in French. But all I want to say is that sometimes it's not that easy to find information on what an administration is doing, and yeah, so it can be challenging even for me sometimes to find to edit, because I don't have enough information and I don't have enough yeah, language that I can use to find this information. Yeah, Enrica, I think that's all I have to say. I don't know if it was enough. I really would like to encourage many custom administration to produce a journal. Because again, even for me, it's a source of inspiration when I I learn a lot from looking at, of course, I have the chance to be able to attend all the committees and all the meetings. So when I hear somebody speaking about an initiative, I basically ask for an article. So I would say 80% of what is interesting and discussed at the WCO ends up in the magazine. So as the meetings and the committee are restricted in attendance, I hope that it's also contribute to making this organization more transparent, more open to the outside world. I hope so. But this is what I'm trying to do actually. Yeah, and I would say, yeah, start, and you can always reach out to me if you need some ideas. I think a lot of custom professionals and custom officers don't realize that what they do could be of interest to others. I really think they may need like somebody to help them, right? And somebody to tell them, yes, it's interesting, we could do something. That's what I have even within the Secretariat, because of course one of my role is to promote and explain what the Secretariat is doing as well, not only its members. But yeah, I have a lot of people who don't see that this could be a topic for a good article. Oh, we should communicate on this. I can help you out. So yeah, I would say go. You have much more to say than but what you think.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
but it's
Yes.
it's a lot of
Thank
work
you.
as well. But you also have to have a temperament, of course. I'm French, so I think that it's really helpful. I benefited from an education where, you know, critical thinking is really something that we get
Yes.
teach to do.
Okay.
So it's also my personal like view that it's good for an
Well,
editor to have this. Okay,
thank you so much. The
welcome.
10-minute slot is over. Just I want to say that many customs practitioners read the journal, and although you write for customs, but there is always very valuable and practical knowledge for customs practitioners. And we know the passionate person who is behind each article. So thank you so much for your work and for sharing your experience.
You're welcome.